What are you filming today, Luke?
Some untitled production. We're winging it.
So we're on this shoot today. It's all based in a living room. With living rooms, usually the white walls are quite hard to film with because there's no posters or anything in the background. Trying to control the light here. We've got a redhead outside, but we're getting too much fluorescent natural light. So we brought in a sheet this time. So this is the sort of look that we're going to go for today. If my phone actually autofocuses, there we go. And yeah, so we've got our LUTs on this. Shooting in S-Log3 on in 4K, probably for a 2K export, or if we don't need to crop in on post, then probably just a 4K export.
We had a report of a double homicide.
Action.
So, you can disclose the information. This one.
Just going to change angle. Looks like a fully grown man's done the scar. Okay, can we get sound up?
Sound rolling.
What's colour? That's good.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you guys. Told me to see you out now.
So we're shooting through the diffusion with CTB and redhead tungsten light, just to match it with what we've got before. As you can see, it's looking good. However, the main problem now is that it's not matching what we've got before. We tried to get some motivation from the outside by putting a redhead with some blue gel on it, but it's not done enough. So now, with the color theory, basically wanted to keep the main guys warm because it's their house. They're all cozy, and then the detectives are the guys with the bad news, the negative, vibes, and they're quite cold, and they don't really want. He doesn't really want them there, basically. I'm just going to walk you through my lighting quick. So as always, shooting through diffusion. This is for the detectives. And on the other side of that, we've got a 800 watt redhead. On this side, we've got a 800 watt redhead as well with black wrap with very small holes. Now what that is doing is basically making, I'm not sure if you can see it, making that light on the wall. Now as we're shooting with white walls, it's always a bit of a mission because they're usually not very visibly interesting. So what I like to do is, starting to do is basically painting with lights. Now with this as well, we've also got my flag here as well. Tried using the LED lights to cut the light as well, but the light wasn't strong enough compared to the redheads. In a minute,
Such an impressive beard.
in a minute, I'm no longer going to say our please and thank yous to you.
Oh shit.
He's done it. He's gone there.
You really pissed off that bit.
And that's a wrap. The big game is actually quite strong.
Today was pretty successful. A lot of the time I wasn't really happy with the lighting, especially with Luke's, the main guy's lighting initially, and we were getting quite delayed. Now, because the walls were quite boring and white, and things weren't really going to plan. But I just, I took a little break, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm not going to compromise. I'm going to take the extra time because it's a really important shot to get, to make sure that he's happy, to make sure I'm happy, and make sure we get a really badass look on him, really. So it's always, I don't want to compromise at the end of the day, really. Yeah, so most of it was shot on the 50mm 2.0. And then for the detectives, mostly shot on the 16 to 35 because I wanted to give them a little bit more space, and mostly because they're more in Luke's face, and Luke's so his shots are quite tight, but he's not in their face as much, so it's quite wide. I'm probably just making that shit up now, to be honest. Overall, pretty happy with how my beard looked today, so pretty happy, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. As long as I've got my beard looking on point, it doesn't really matter how the story goes or the film goes. But yeah, I hate shooting in living rooms. Really, really hate it. Hate it more than I don't even know what. Because I'll insult someone somewhere. Right. Anyway, that's a wrap. See ya.